Prince William, the president of the Football Association, could barely contain his pride as the final whistle blew and the Lionesses cemented their place in football history. England's women's national team had done the unthinkable, won the European Championship on home soil in front of a roaring crowd at Wembley and a record-breaking television audience. The royal family's response was immediate and overwhelmingly heartfelt. William, who had already shown unwavering support for the team throughout the tournament, took to social media with a deeply emotional message. Posting a photo of himself beaming with Princess Charlotte, he declared the Lionesses inspirational, and their victory nothing short of awesome. For a man known for his composed public persona, this unguarded display of joy spoke volumes. King Charles, often seen as more reserved in matters of popular culture, surprised many with a warm and enthusiastic message to the team. He commended the players not only for their victory but for the way they had inspired a generation. In his message, he acknowledged the broader impact the win would have on young girls across the country, pointing to a future where women's football would finally receive the recognition and support it had long deserved. His words were not only fatherly in tone but also statesmanlike, signaling a shift in how the monarchy connects with the public through sports. Queen Camilla echoed this sentiment, praising the team's resilience and teamwork. She expressed her admiration not only as a royal but as a woman inspired by their strength and unity. Her message was filled with maternal warmth and genuine admiration, giving a very personal touch to the royal family's collective celebration. Princess Kate, known for her passion for sports and her tireless work promoting physical activity and mental well-being, released a special statement filled with admiration and pride. She applauded the Lionesses for their determination, sportsmanship, and the inspiration they had provided to girls and women everywhere. Kate's message was powerful and deeply rooted in her long-standing efforts to support youth development through sport. Her words didn't just celebrate a win, they heralded a cultural shift. The victory did more than break records, it broke barriers. The royal family's vocal support elevated the importance of women's sports and validated the passion of millions who had long supported the Lionesses with quiet hope. For once, women's football wasn't in the shadow of the men's game, it was center stage, and the monarchy was cheering from the front row. Prince William's genuine involvement throughout the tournament, including attending multiple matches and personally congratulating the players, added emotional weight to his public statements. His visible pride in the team was mirrored by the expressions of delight on the faces of fans across the UK. The palace released behind-the-scenes photos of William and his children watching the match, which quickly went viral. Charlotte, in particular, captured hearts as she clapped enthusiastically alongside her father. These moments served not only as sweet family glimpses but as powerful symbols of a new generation of royals growing up with a different view of gender and equality in sport. Such images, small though they may seem, send ripples of influence across the public psyche. Seeing a future king celebrate the achievements of female athletes with such joy and respect sends a powerful message to young boys and girls about what and who is worthy of admiration. Meanwhile, public reaction to the royal family's support was overwhelmingly positive. Social media lit up with praise for the genuine warmth and authenticity of the royals' engagement. Hashtags trended, not just about the win, but about William's fatherly pride, Charlotte's infectious enthusiasm, and Kate's gracious encouragement. The response highlighted the evolving relationship between the monarchy and the British people, one marked less by formality and more by shared moments of joy, passion, and humanity. But it wasn't just about celebration. The royals, through their statements, subtly pushed a narrative about the importance of funding grassroots sports, ensuring girls everywhere had access to proper facilities, training, and opportunity. The underlying message was clear. This victory must be a beginning, not an end. Prince William later hosted members of the Lionesses at a special reception, where he personally congratulated each player. His speech was heartfelt, peppered with anecdotes and shared laughter, creating a warm and memorable atmosphere. Photos from the event showed genuine connections being made, between royalty and players, between tradition and progress. The royals weren't merely observers of this historic moment, they were active participants and promoters of a larger cultural transformation. Schools across the UK reported surges in sign-ups for girls' football clubs following the win. Community centres, sports academies, and local youth organisations saw a spike in interest. This wasn't coincidence. It was the ripple effect of visibility and validation, of seeing the monarchy stand shoulder to shoulder with everyday fans in awe of what these women had achieved. This was a national moment. one in which the symbolic head of state and the heart of the country beat in unison. For the first time in a long while, the nation felt united not by mourning or crisis, but by joy, pride, and hope. The Lionesses had become heroes, and the royal family, their most devoted fans. As tributes poured in from around the world, the UK stood still to reflect on the magnitude of what had occurred. This wasn't just a game, it was a movement. It was about visibility, about rewriting narratives, about ensuring young girls knew that football pitches belonged to them too. And the royals, once perceived as detached, were suddenly very much part of that movement. They weren't leading from the front or shouting from podiums, they were showing up, clapping, cheering, hugging, and honoring. The ripple of the Lionesses' victory extended into every corner of British society, from stadiums and pubs to palaces and schools. Children drew pictures of the players, newspapers ran front-page stories, cities hosted impromptu parades. Buckingham Palace issued a formal statement not only congratulating the team but also acknowledging the legacy they were creating. It was a rare, full-circle moment when both the crown and the crowd cheered in harmony. And it was not forgotten. Months later, the Lionesses continued to receive accolades, including honors from the royal family. Special medals were awarded, documentaries were commissioned, and education campaigns were launched, all bearing the fingerprints of royal influence. These efforts were more than symbolic. They were strategic and deliberate moves to ensure the momentum wouldn't fade. In interviews, several players recounted their awe at receiving personal messages and handshakes from the royals. Many expressed gratitude not just for the praise but for the visibility and credibility it lent to their sport. And the royals, for their part, gained something too: renewed public affection, a revitalized image, and a reminder of the unique role they can play in bringing the nation together. In the end, this wasn't just about the Lionesses winning the Euros. It was about changing the game, and the royals stood proud on the sidelines of that change, clapping louder than anyone. This was history in the making. And the monarchy, so often an emblem of the past, was, for once, a cheerleader of the future. They were not merely commemorating achievement, they were amplifying its meaning. And as the final whistle blew and the celebration began, a new chapter was written in the story of sport, equality, and national pride. One where the crown and the people danced to the same victorious rhythm. With this extraordinary unity between the nation and its royals, where do you think the next great moment of collective celebration will come from?